A series of them.
I think they were all answered.
They have not been answered. I asked who funded his education and why.
Sorry, the first one was what?
Who funded his...
who funded your education?
Education and why.
Very fast.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My education at Stare Boys Center was a free boarding space, which was granted to needy boys by the late Dr. Geoffrey William Griffin. My education at the University of Nairobi was funded by the government of Kenya, for which I've paid the HELB loan, which I have the certificate here. My education in Master of Arts, Peace, Conflict and Development Studies was a scholarship place by the government of Valencia. My Master of Science in Projects Management was funded by UNDP. As part of capacity building.
Capacity building
and education assistance program for staff, where you pay 50%, the organization pays 50%.
No problem.
Then the last one, I financed it myself through my salary.
Old enough and equipped. All right, the second question?
The second question was with his human rights experience, whether unrepresented units amount to a violation of human rights, what he has done with his knowledge in respect of those, and what he would do if he became chair.
You even mentioned about reparations.
Yes.
And I wondered whether there's an answer to that one, but tell us very quickly. I don't think the answer is complicated.
Yes, I think it's very unfortunate that
with specific reference to Nyasiongo in Nyamira.
It's very unfortunate that our citizens of Nyasiongo in Nyamira have had to endure this unfortunate situation where they have not had their representatives. And indeed, there are many other constituencies and wards. And that is again, Chair, because there was no IEBC in place. And yet the law says the commissioners must be there to conduct these elections. And you can see, I don't know whether to explain it, but again, the issue of trust and the processes of establishing the IEBC and putting it in place so that it can run the calendar. Thank you.
All right, I think...
About ongoing election campaigns.
Yes.
Is that
I don't know whether there is any ongoing election campaigns, or is sensitization, or it is people expressing their freedoms to associate, assemble, and everything. I don't know what your view, Chairman, is.
Article 38 of our Constitution gives us our political freedoms, but also there are also those rights, including the rights of association, freedom of speech, and all that. So, I mean, and Kenya is such a vibrant society, and I thank God for that. We should be proud as Kenyans that we have a constitution that gives us these rights. I have visited some countries, and the moment you land there, you can see gloom and what people are not engaged in this conversation even about their governance and leadership and their future. Thank
Chairman,
you.
As in closing, I know you're closing, but I've just seen the replying affidavit, and there's a question that arises from paragraph 3. The nominee, Mr. Ethekon, you say you have never been a member of a political party. Is that what you are telling this committee? And as you are closing, I still asked your Luo and Spanish connections.
I will deal with the Luo and Spanish connection, number one. Number two is, yes, he says he's not been a member of a political party. Is it true that you've never belonged to a
Honorable
political
Chair,
party?
for the record, I've not been a member of any political parties, and I have a clearance certificate to that effect.
That one is talking about as we speak today.
Yes.
But in when you joined Honorable Nanok, were you not a member of his party?
That time, I remember when I joined Honorable Nanok, I was never in the political
So you've
space.
never registered with any political party in the country ever since?
Not that I know, but I know I have never taken that conscious step to register. But I hear
maybe you are registered differently.
I hear some
in this country, we know we belong to different parties, which you didn't register yourself. Okay. Are elections rigged in the country?
Basically, Chair, also as he does that, on the lessons learned and what he brings on board. That's what I had asked him also. Yeah.
I think, Honorable Chair, the elections in Kenya, I think over time that there's been a lot of improvement in the way we manage our elections. Let's give credit where it's due. But we cannot also deny the fact that there have been challenges here and there, including some incidences where there have been electoral malpractices, including rigging of elections in some stations. But having said that, I still trust that our electoral system and laws that allow us from the polling station to protect our votes, that allow us to transmit our votes safely, I think they will work. And it's my role to enforce as the new chair. It's my role to work with the various stakeholders to ensure that we do the right thing within the commission, but also working with other stakeholders, including the investigative agencies, to address some of those complaints.
Honorable Makali is asking, what are you bringing to the table? Different from Honorable Chebukati and Kivuito, Chesoni, all the way to Montgomery.
I think I bring to the table my passion and commitment to this country to consolidate and entrench the democracy that we need for stability, for economic development, and for prosperity of this country. And I have all the necessary tools, whether in law, in conflict resolution, in managing election as a project. I bring those multiple tools and skills to the table. I also bring my experience and networks having worked with the international community, civil society. These are people I can work with together to support us to succeed as a country.
Right, thank you very much. Now, these are very routine questions which you have to answer yes or no quickly. Number one, have you been convicted of any offense in the Republic of Kenya or even out there? Loudly enough
No.
for me to hear. No. Number two, have you been named or aspersions cast on you regarding Chapter 6 of the Constitution, that is your ethics on matters governance?
No.
State, in what areas do you have potential conflict of interest if you are selected to be the chairperson of the IEBC? Where do you think there will be a conflict so that Kenyans know where to watch as you continue to deliver these services?
Honorable Chair, at the moment, none, no. But if they arise, I will invoke the provisions of Chapter 6, Article 75, and I shall declare immediately those incidences.
Right. Have you been able to do any pro bono services, to give pro bono services in the country? And if yes, which particular counties? And what did you do there?
Honorable Chair, at Starehe Boys Center, that's where we were taught voluntary service, and I worked in our local health center back home, and I also volunteered as a teacher before I joined the university for a whole year. And throughout my career, I have done other voluntary services within my community and in building churches, the African inland churches.
Thank you very much. And finally now, as we stop there, what is your net worth? How do we value you so that we are able to monitor you? Because we know very well IBC may be a very lucrative place to do illegal business in the breach of the law and to abuse that office. What is your net worth?
Honorable Chair and members, my net worth is estimated at 276,882,237.
Made up of what?
Made up of mainly assets, land, livestock, some Safaricom shares, and motor vehicles.
And motor vehicles.
Yeah.
What are your current sources of income?
Currently, I earn earnings from the African Union Development Agency.
All right. Do you anticipate any other sources of income in the future?
And maybe in the next few months, the county government of Turkana still owes me my gratuity.
Do you expecting gratuity from the county government of Turkana?
Yes, yes, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Erustus Ethekon.
The livestock, do you anticipate